So months had gone by. It's late 2022 now. And I'm thinking, all right, well, this thing is kind of cool that I've been creating. And I hadn't really told anybody about this. I had Sean who was waiting for me to give him the green light. And I had been developing this thing for almost a year now. And so I had a Twitch stream. I announced to my community, I said, I've got something I want to show you. So I jump on Twitch, I go on live, and I show them the first skeleton of what I've been working on. The last time they had saw me was kind of like Chart Raiders esports. I had slowed down a little bit on live streams on Twitch, and I had still gone on here and there, but I wasn't talking about Chart Raiders. I was just talking about, my day trading stuff and teaching and all this stuff. And so I was like, okay, what am I going to call this thing? So that was the first part of it. I'm like, well, I like charts because that's what we do. We trade on charts, and I love video game raids. So like I used to be a raider in World of Warcraft. So I want to go on the charts and I want to raid. So, okay, let's call the Chart Raiders. So that came pretty naturally, and that was fun. And I can thank my education for that, because we had, taking courses and classes on naming conventions and things like that, and logo creation, and audio logos and video logos, and, trademark work and all sorts of stuff, everything from design and animation to, the business side of things. So, I had this big education. So these things, I would execute them at a pretty high level pretty quickly, because, 11 years of university will do that to you. Especially being in that many years of design and computer science. And, so I knew how to code, I knew how to animate, I knew how to do anything digital media wise, everything from video editing and animating cartoons, drawing, and, like everything, the whole spectrum, right? Multi-talented in that regard. And so I went on a live and I showed the world my first skeleton of what Chart Raiders would be. And everybody freaked out, and everybody was like, this is the future of gaming. This is the future of trading. And in that moment, if I could have snapped my fingers and released the product, the thing would have flew. It would have went super viral, and it would have been instantly successful. But that's not the reality of the way things work. It takes time to develop these things. And this was a world first. Nobody knew how to make anything like this. Nobody had ever thought about gamifying day trading. Even finding development teams in the future would be a big challenge, because this was a world first. You'd go to people and be like, hey, I want to mix charts and turn it into a video game. This is what it's supposed to look like. And like, everybody was just like, I don't know. I never done that before. I don't think anybody has. So that was, the end of 2022. I had showed the world my first skeleton of Chart Raiders, and everybody was hyped. Everybody wanted this thing out like now. And I was like, okay, let's get to work.